Hello students, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be walking you through the steps to create a flyer. So today you're going to see a lot of the skills that you learn in Geometrics as we create this flyer. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up Word. So you're going to go to search windows and type in Word. We're going to click on Word 2016. When Word opens up, we are going to choose the blank document option, blank document. Okay. So whenever we click the blank document, you should see your cursor flashing, and that's going to let you know this is where you can start typing your text. And so after you've looked at the parts of the flyer, you know that that very first line that stands out to the audience is going to be your headline. And this is kind of like the title for our flyer. So this is the first thing that we're going to do. The headline for our flyer is going to say Reel 'em in. Reel 'em in. So the topic of this flyer is going to be, you guessed it, fishing. All right. So we are going to push the enter key 2 times, 1, 2, in order to create a blank line for our text, in between our text. And so the first sentence that we're going to type is going to say, learn to fish or improve your form and skills through expert instruction from our award-winning fishing school. So after looking at this paragraph text, it tells you that we are going to be advertising for an award-winning fishing school. And so we want to be able to highlight the information that tells us that our fishing school is really great. And so we're going to talk about some points that make our fishing school really great. So what should we use in order to create a list? That is correct. We are going to use the bullet button. So we're going to push enter, and then we're going to go up to the paragraph group and find the bullet button. We're going to click the bullets button, and we are going to type private or group lessons. Push enter, and then you're going to type fishing, hat and reel, rental included. Next, push enter again, and we're going to type photo and video packages available. So this tells us some really great things about our award-winning fishing school. So as you can see, we are adding in all the text for our flyer first, and then we're going to come back and format it later. So below our bulleted list, we are going to type out the signature line. So push enter again to get rid of the bulleted list option. And we are going to type out, to sign up for a lesson, call 555 fish. And so remember, your signature line is going to be a call to action to let the audience know what they can do in order to get a hold of you or to get in contact with you. Five fish. Okay, so here's a good place to go ahead and save our work. That way we don't lose anything. So we're going to push File, Save As. Remember, we use Save As when we're saving for the first time. Browse, and you're going to find your Survey of Business folder. And we're going to save it in our Survey of Business folder. We're going to name it Reel 'em in Flyer. Reel 'em in Flyer. Okay, so it should be in your Survey of Business folder, and we're going to push Save. All right. So now we're going to look at how we can make this flyer stand out. So if we were just to print this off and post it somewhere, nobody would stop and read it. So what are some things that we can do to this flyer to make somebody want to stop and read it? Those are really great ideas. So let's start by formatting the headline. So let's select Reel 'em in, and we are going to center the title. So go in the paragraph group, push the center button. We are also going to increase the font size. So remember that you can increase the font size by either clicking this drop-down list, or you can click on this A, the big A, and add to the font size or increase the font size. If you push the smaller A, it's going to decrease the font size. So because we know we want it to be 72 specifically, we're going to click on 72 for our point size. Next, we are going to change the font. So when you change the font, remember that you can like kind of scroll through, and they're going to be in alphabetical order so you can see what works best for you. We're going to choose the Rockwell font, and whenever you're going to select a font, if you know a certain font name that you want to use, instead of scrolling through the entire list, if you type it in here, it'll automatically pop up for you. So I'm going to choose Rockwell. So Rockwell automatically popped up for me, and now my font has changed. Another thing that you may have learned in Geometrix is called the Change Case button. With this button, it allows you to change all of your text at once to like uppercase. You can do toggle case, which is going to be small and big. You can make everything lowercase, or you can even change it to sentence case to where it capitalizes the first letter of the first word in the sentence. So uppercase allows us to make everything that's selected uppercase. So go ahead and make sure your headline is selected and click uppercase. Boom. So you see the difference between the letters. They're now uppercase and they really stand out. The next thing that we're going to do is going to be a text effect. Okay, to do a text effect, make sure your text is selected. We're going to go into the font group and find the text effects button. So we're going to click on the drop down arrow next to text effect. And remember, when you place your mouse over a text effect, it will tell you the name by giving you a caption. Okay, we are going to choose the Fill Blue Accent 1 Shadow. Looks nice. Next, we are going to shade the background of our headline. So to do that, we are going to find the shading button. It kind of looks like a paint bucket that's leaning over. And so for this one, we are going to choose, let's see which color. Oh, I like this color. Blue Accent 1, lighter 80%. Blue Accent 1, lighter 80%. And so we're just going to select that. And so now you can see your headline is really stated out. And the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to scroll down to where we can see our paragraph text starting with learn to fish. And we're going to select all the way down to the end of that bulleted paragraph. And we're going to change the font size to make it stand out because that font size is way too small. So remember, you can either click on the increase font button, or you can simply go to the drop down list and then click on 24. Oh no, something I noticed with mine, look at that bullet point that's too small. A lot of times that happens, I just I place my mouse in front of the first letter. So I'm going to click in front of the first letter. I'm going to hit the backspace key and back it up all the way to that previous line and then push enter. That fixed my problem. Something else that I want to do is I want to highlight, or I want to emphasize keywords on this flyer. So to emphasize keywords, I may do something like italicize or bold or change the colors. So what are some words that you think are really important on here? Right, so the word expert is important. So I'm going to select the word expert. And we are going to change the font color to orange accent to darker 25%. Orange accent to darker 25%. I'm also going to italicize the word expert to make it stand out a little bit more. Next, I want to make my signature line stand out. I want them to know how to contact me. So I think it's important that it's really emphasized. So let's select the signature line, which is your call of action. It's not where somebody's signing the document. Your signature line on the flyer allows people to know what it is that they need to do in order to get a hold of you or to contact you. So I'm going to select my signature line. We are going to change the font size to 28 and also center the text. Next, I'm going to underline the phone number. So select the phone number, 555-FISH. And we're going to go to the underline button and click it. So now our phone number is underlined. It really stands out. We are also going to change the color of the signature line to make it match the word expert, because I feel like those are some things that really need to stand out. So if you go to your color button, your font color button, notice it still has that orange color on there. So you can click that, or you can click on the drop down arrow again and go back to the orange. Accent to darker 25%. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to select the text award-winning fishing school, because that's also very important. And so to emphasize this, I'm simply going to bold it. So we can click on the bold button. If you want to see what your page is looking like now, you can click on the View tab and click on One Page, and that'll allow you to see what your document is looking like. It allows you to see the full page as well. So if you need to zoom in and out, of course, you can use your zoom down here. You can do the minus to make it smaller, plus to zoom in further. And I usually like to keep it about 100%, so you can click in the middle to zoom back in. Something that's really helpful in creating a consistent look is to change like the theme of the document and also theme colors. So we're going to go to the Design tab. On the Design tab, you see things like being able to change the theme of your document, and also you see different styles for fonts and text, and then also you see colors that you can change. And so if you place your mouse over these, you see that it kind of gives you an idea about what colors work well together. And so this can be something that's helpful to you if you aren't sure about, what colors look really well together or look great together. And so we're going to choose, so we clicked on the drop down for colors, and we're going to choose the green option. So it's going to give me different shades of greens and blues, which works well for an outdoorsy vibe or feel. And if we were to look at this document, what else would you say it needs? So the green looks great. Right now, I feel like I might need, I feel like I need a picture. So we're going to add a picture in. So the colors look good. I'm seeing the key information is really standing out. So I'm going to add an image in. So you're going to click above your Learn paragraph. Remember that blank line that we created? This is where we're going to insert our image. So we're going to go to the Insert tab. On the Insert tab, remember that you have different options for inserting pictures. If you want to insert a picture from a file, you would click Pictures. If you want to search for a picture online, you can click on Online Pictures. So I'm going to click on where it says Online Pictures, and we can just go to Fishing. We're going to search for fishing, and then we can push Enter. And I'm going to let you select the fishing picture that you want to include in the document. I think I really like this one. I'll let you decide which one you like. Once you decide on the picture that you like, you see that check mark? That's how you know the one that you selected, and then you can click Insert. Hey, boom, there my picture is. Nice. So what happened with when I inserted my picture? Right, the flyer went to 2 pages. I want to keep my flyer at 1 page. So here's what I can do. I am going to resize my image and also center align it. Notice that you can size your picture by using those white circles at the corners in the middle of the image, or you can type in a precise measurement for your pictures. So if my picture is selected, I'm going to get something that's called the Format tab. This is where I can change like picture styles, add borders, do different effects. I can change how my image is positioned and also wrap text. Over here, you see this is where I can type in an exact size for my image. So I'm going to type in about 3 inches for my height, 3.7, and then for my width, I'm going to type in 5.06, right? You like those numbers, don't you? All right, so this allows my flyer to be 1 page. If I wanted to add something else to this, I would say I would go ahead and center the image. So let's center the image to kind of make it easier for us to read the headline and then allow the text and image to flow. And so I'm going to center my image. And then I'm going to click on my image again, go to the Format tab, and I'm going to select a picture style. So picture styles automatically add formatting to us. We don't have to customize it. It selects different edges. It might add a shadow on there, just different styles. So we're going to click on the drop down, and we're going to select the Soft Edge Oval. Soft Edge Oval. When you click on the Soft Edge Oval, notice that you have options for multiple picture effects. And so you can add shadows, you can do reflections, you can also add in glows. So we're going to add a glow around our image, and we're going to choose the green 5-point glow, accent color 1. Nice. I like how everything is coming together. Additionally, we are going to add a page border to our flyer. So if we look at it really quick, we see it's looking really good, but that page border makes it come together very nicely. And so I'm going to go into the Design tab. On the Design tab, I'm going to click Page Borders. When you get to Page Borders, you need to select the setting for your border. So we're going to click on Box. And then you can also change the color for your page border. And so we're going to select, let's see, which color do you like? How about, let's do this one, green accent 1, lighter 40%. And we're going to change the thickness of it to 4.5. All right. And then click OK. Woo, that made the document look completely different. It's really coming together well. This is something that I would want to stop and read. So another thing that we can do to make sure that our flyer looks great is we can change the spacing in between our lines of text. So this is also something you practice in Gmatrix. So let's say I want to add spacing before a paragraph. I can click inside the paragraph that I want to edit. So place your insertion point in the Learn to Fish paragraph. It could be anywhere in this paragraph. And then you're going to go to the Layout tab. On the Layout tab, you're going to choose the Spacing After option. We're going to increase that to 12. And so it's going to add spacing after the lines of text in our paragraph. And so you can see the adjustment that it made. Additionally, we are going to add in spacing before the signature line. And I may have said that backwards, but this added space after each line, and now we're going to add space before. So in order to add space before, place your insertion point within the paragraph somewhere, go back up to spacing, and this time we're going to add 12-point spacing before. So you can click that up arrow, or you can just type in 12. And so I'm going to show you the difference between the two. So this is what 0 looks like. When I increase it to 12, notice the spacing in between that last bullet point, and to sign up with my signature line. The last thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure the contents on our page are centered vertically. Sometimes when you create a document, everything's like all at the top of the page, or sometimes it's squished at the bottom. We want to make sure that everything is spaced out evenly. Because we pretty much use up the whole space or the whole area on this document, it's not going to make much of a difference, but it's good practice for you to know how to use your center vertical alignment. Okay, so we're going to stay on the Layout tab, and we're going to click on the Page Setup Dialog Launcher box. So we're going to click on this, and it's going to give us a pop-up. We're going to go to the Layout tab. On the Layout tab, it says Page Vertical Alignment, and we're going to click on Center. Okay, so that should shift our text so that it's going to be evenly distributed and it's going to be all in the center. So see, it just made a tiny move, but it made it to where it's going to be an even amount at the top of the document, an even amount of white space at the top, then also an even amount of white space at the bottom. Okay, and that just creates a balanced look for our flyer. So once you've done that, go ahead and push save. And it's important to save as you're working very often. That way you don't lose your work. And the very last thing that we're going to do is we're going to use the drag and drop method to move our text. Okay, so we are going to select the fishing hat and real rental included, and we are going to move it to the first bulleted point. So I'm going to select this. Once your text is selected, you can click on the text, hold your mouse down. When you do that, notice it kind of looks like a little suitcase is carrying the text right underneath your arrow. So all you have to do is move it up to that first line and let go. Boom, it moved it up to the first bullet point. So drag and drop allows you to select text, you hold your mouse down, and then you can move it up to a different location, move it up or down to a different location. All right, so we're going to save our work one last time, and now you're ready to turn it into the word processing part 1 step by step on iLearn.